why do girls say that they want nice guys? So bro, if you asked a girl before, right, like what do you want in a man, or you see like women online, right, like you ask them like what do you desire in a man, like, who is the man of your dreams, like, and they always say the same answer, which is like, oh, I want a guy who's like really, really loving and who adores me and who loves me for me, and he's like really, really kind, and he's just so loving, right? And he's very nice and he's polite, and you know, he's kind to the waiters and he's kind to me and he just loves me, right? But we all know as men, if you're like in this space, right, of like, you know, self-improvement, right, and like you've watched all like the red pill and whatever, like all of that, you just know that that's not true at all. Like that's just BS, and it is. Now, girls are not lying when they say that, but I'm gonna explain it. But they're just talking about one side of it. They're just looking at one side of the coin, you know, like a coin that has like two sides. They're just looking at this one side, right? And I'm gonna explain like why women do this and all that, because I've like read so many books on this, right? And like the biology and evolution of female desire, right? But really, what do women desire? From what I've learned and from my experience, right? So on one side, it's two sides of a coin, right? So on one side, you have like the alpha, the high value man, like the top 1% man, right? Like he's like muscular, he's very handsome, he's very wealthy, very high status, right? Like if you look at romance novels, it's the romantic hero, right? Very muscular, very good looking, very handsome, high status, wealthy, rich, you know, doctors, emperors, kings, like very, very high status, right? Vampires, werewolves, right? I'm gonna make a separate videos on why women desire werewolves and vampires, but yeah, it's very, very high status, like, and basically when you look at it from a first principles perspective, it's just men who improve themselves the most, like the men with the best looks, the most money, the most status, the most ambition, the most masculinity, the most confidence, like the most improved men, like the men at the top of the social hierarchy, right? The top men, the top 1% of men. But at the same, like the other side of the coin, right, is for that high value man, that alpha, to basically just fall in love and totally head over heels just desire that girl and that girl only, right? And that's how romance novels are. And I'm not saying like romance novels are like what reality is. They're not at all. They're just porn for women, but they do explain female desire. But the thing is, like you're getting it now. Like what's confusing all us as men is we think, oh, if we just do what women say, then you know all girls are gonna like us and whatever, right? Like if we just be loving and affectionate and very kind and just be like nice guys, then you know all girls are gonna like us and are gonna desire us and gonna be attracted to us. But that's just one side of the coin. Like first, before anything, before dating, before relationships, you have to literally be like the best version of yourself. You have to be like the high value alpha, like the most intelligent. Like one of the fundamental differences between male and female desire is the sperm and the egg, right? So the sperm, like men produce millions and millions and millions of sperm, right? And that's why all we want is fertility. Like all we desire women is excuse to fertility, is beautiful women, right? Like big breasts, big butts, right? Like, you know, low waist to hip ratio, like, you know, long hair, all these cues to genetic value and like basically all these are signals that women can give you healthy children and can, you know, breastfeed them and take care of them. These are just things, and that's all we want as men, right? Because sperm is cheap, and you know, me and you, we produce hundreds of millions of sperm every day. But a woman only produces 1 egg per month. 1 egg per month. So in a woman's entire lifetime, she will only produce 400 eggs. And the egg in comparison to the sperm is massive. It's like a million times bigger. Like it's like comparing a grain of rice to a basketball, right? And I know that's a very weird comparison, but yeah, like it's massive compared to the sperm. So of course women are gonna desire way more than us as men. So basically, if you got nothing out of what I said, just get this. When girls are saying they want like the nice guy and the loving and the affectionate and like a very kind man, that's just one side of the coin. Like, they're not lying. That's just how the feminine is, right? In a spiritual sense. What they're really saying is, I want the alphas and I want the high value men, and I want like the top 1% of men, like the men who improve themselves the most, right? To be very loving and affectionate and kind to me and only to me, right? And if you think about it in terms of biology, it makes perfect sense. Like, that's all women have always wanted. The alpha male, the top man, to commit all his resources to that woman only. Because imagine that, like look at a woman's perspective for 1 second, bro. Like, this is what we as young men never do. Like, if you want to understand someone on a very deep psychological level, you just look at their perspective, look at their point of view. If you, like, just imagine if you were a woman, right? You know, you're gonna get pregnant for 9 months, you're gonna breastfeed the kids, you're gonna go through some of the worst pain of your life, which is you know, giving birth, and you're gonna be a mother. So of course you want the best man. Of course you want the man with very good genes, right? Who's like, looks very masculine and has like healthy sperm, so he can give you like the best offspring. But he also needs to have resources. You know, he needs to have like money and resources. Resources are just money nowadays. To, you know, be able to give you food and a shelter and a home, right? And water, right? Because if a man has no resources but he's very loving and whatever, there's a very high statistical probability that you will end up in poverty and even death, right? Because we know that, like, women who are pregnant without a man, their probability of ending up in poverty and death skyrockets. It skyrockets. So he needs to be wealthy. So looks, money, and he needs to be very high status. So you need to make sure that other women and other men actually respect this man, and like the men want to be like him, and the women also desire him, because that shows that he has everything in check. He has his life in check, right? He can actually take care of you. And then the fourth thing, which is personality. I always say this: looks, money, status, and personality. That's a man's SMV, right? Like, you need to make sure he's confident. You need to make sure he's masculine. He's ambitious. He's a protector, right? He can protect you. He can take care of you. And the other side, which is he is loving and kind and affectionate, and he's committed to you, right? So am I making sense here? I'm trying to explain this because, like, so many young men just so naive, or they're not really naive because they never learned this, but they just don't understand this. Like, when girls say they want a nice guy, they just want the alphas and the high value men to be nice to them and them only. And the thing is, it's a paradox, because like men want sex and women want love. From a biological perspective, that's it. And the thing is, like, our needs are contrary to each other. Like, the needs of the opposite sexes are contrary. And this is the most important thing: you're high value, so you know you're wealthy, you know, you're work focused, you're ambitious, you're high status, you know, you have like good looks. You're a man who's been on self-improvement for like 5 to 10 years. You're improving every single area of your life, and you're committed to a woman. That woman has already like reproduced successfully, basically, because she's committed to you and you're the highest value man in her life. So you are committed fully to her and her children. But you are limited, that's the thing, because you can't spread your sperm to multiple women, right? You can only give it to your wife. And the contrary is true. Like, if a man, you know, is like a player and, you know, he has sex every single week, right? He just goes to the nightclub and just, you know, has sex with a different woman, but he's committed to a woman. Yes, he's maximized his reproductive success, but that woman hasn't, because he hasn't committed to her. So his resources, she worries that his resources are gonna be given to other women. Does that make sense? So they're not fully committed to the woman and her children, right? So I'm just trying to explain this as best as I can, right? There are a lot of perspectives you can take on this, like women desire the alpha male and the highest value man. Women desire good genes in the short term and resources in the long term. That's like the evolution of it, right? And they're both correct, of course. But yeah, I just wanted to get this clear. Like women don't want nice guys. They just want the men that they are attracted to be nice. They just want the high status, the high value, the alpha men to be nice to them. And I'm gonna be brutally honest, right? Why do girls say this? Like, I think there are multiple reasons. First, and I think this is the most likely hypothesis or guess, is that women don't even know what they want. Just like us as men don't even know what we want. Like, you were just, like, think about it, bro. Like, we as young men, we were just born in this world and we just watched porn and we just, like, got addicted to it. We don't even want, like, we don't even know why we are attracted to beautiful women. And I just explained it, right? Because, you know, these are cues or signals that, you know, she'll give you healthy offspring and she'll care for it and breastfeed it and you know, take care of it, and she's able to get pregnant and she's able to conceive and all that, right? And that's what you know subconsciously, in your subconscious mind. That's how you think, right? But consciously, we don't know that until I just said it to you. Now you know it consciously and subconsciously. But to women, it's the same thing. Like, they consciously don't even know that I just want an alpha. I just want like a high value man. Like a man who's just improves himself in every single area of his life. He just has he's very muscular, right? Like, very good looking, very wealthy, very high status. A man who all my girlfriends desire, right? They don't know that. Like, women never say like, oh man, I just want a man who's like very dominant and competent. Like, they'll just never say that, bro. And another reason, like, they will never say that is because women are way more social than men. And if you look at it from an evolutionary perspective, it makes perfect sense. Because if you were as a man, like, I'll try to explain this simply. If you as a man, you were alone, you had no friends, you had no one, yes, it will be tough, yes, it will be hard, because we are very complex, we are very social animals, and we are extremely social, but you can still survive, and you can still reproduce. Like, you can still hunt, right, and you can still get like food for yourself, and you can still, you know, make a fire, and you have like muscle mass, and you can still survive. And because, you know, you can hunt and you have like hunting skills, you can attract a mate and you can reproduce with that mate. So you can still survive and reproduce. But for a woman, if a woman is physically weaker than a man and she's pregnant and she is alone, then there's a very small chance that that woman will actually survive, and she has a very high chance of dying, basically. And that's why, like, you see this in school, you see this in college, like, girls are always in like very tight groups. Like, they always have to be together, way more than men. And we know this from statistics. They send and receive way more text messages, they call and receive way more calls than men. And it makes perfect sense, because they have to be very social. They have to confide to these social norms to survive. And the thing is, like, most people will deny this, but this is how we think subconsciously. Like, this is this evolutionary hardwiring. Like, we still think like monkeys in a way. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, we still think, like, if you strip everything down, like, the reason we do anything is to just survive and reproduce biologically. That's it. So yeah, another reason, and this is like the brutal reason, honestly, that I could think of, is just, I'm just gonna be brutal. Like, to women, most men are just invisible. I'm just gonna be honest, like, to women, most men are just invisible. And that's why they say they want nice guys. It's because they're only speaking to the men that they're actually attracted to like the high status men. All the other men are just invisible to women. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, women are hypergamous. They just want the best man. Now, which reason is specifically true? I don't know, but I probably think it's one of those reasons, or basically all three, right? But yeah, like if we're being honest, like women just want the high value man. They just want the high status man. They just want the men who improve themselves the most. And that's why I started this movement, man, to make us as young men the best versions of ourselves. And I'm gonna be honest, like most young men who are watching this video will not take action. They will not improve themselves. But if you are watching this and you understood what I'm saying and you actually genuinely trust me and you improve yourself, you will be one of those men that literally get all the women. And it's just biology. It's just biology. I'm just being honest. Like I've said this so many times, but it is just biology if you think about it. It's just the sperm and the egg, man. It's just what women desire. All right. So yeah, and another thing, like I heard this the other day on a podcast, like they don't want to teach a man how to be masculine and how to be confident and how to be high value. They don't want to teach a man how to focus on his work. Because think about it from a woman's perspective. 100,000, 200,000 years ago, if you had to teach a man how to protect you, probably both of you will die. Let's be honest, right? And that's why they do it. So I'm just, yeah, that's why girls say they want nice guys. It's just the truth. So if you got nothing out of this video, just get this. Women want the men who improve themselves the most, who become the best versions of themselves, who improve themselves in every area of their lives. So the best thing you can do is obsess over self-improvement. And when you do that, eventually, over just a couple of months, girls will obsess over you. And this is biology, this is evolution, this is psychology, like this is just the science. All right, so yeah. And I promise you, like I've studied this for years and I know what I'm talking about. All right. This is from my personal experience, bro. Like when I obsess with self-improvement, like girls will just kept approaching me and kept talking to me and sitting next to me and holding eye contact with me. And like you just get like special treatment, I'm just being honest. And you just look back on who you were and you're like, wow, I used to be that man. So yeah, I promise you this is the answer. This is what I learned. As always, we're in this together. We will make it.